Hello. Do you know what a tractor is? I think you probably do. A tractor is a machine used on a farm, and today's story is about a tractor who lives on a farm. You ready for the story? Once upon a time, there was a new red tractor. He belonged to Farmer Fitchett, and he lived on the farm. He helped Farmer Fitchett to do all sorts of useful jobs, like digging up the earth and planting the seeds. One morning in the springtime, Farmer Fitchett said, "Come along, Tugga Lugga tractor, time for work. There are several useful jobs to be done this morning. And then we must get the potatoes in." Tugga Lugga tractor and Farmer Fitchett went to the big brown field to plant some seeds. And Tugga Lugga tractor thought about potatoes. Because he was so new, he'd never seen potatoes. He thought they must be some sort of animal. "Potatoes," he said. "Do they run or do they fly? Have potatoes got feathers like hens, I wonder? Or are potatoes woolly like lambs?" When Farmer Fitchett's throat got dry, they stopped beside a hedge. Farmer Fitchett stretched his legs and had an orange drink. On the other side of the hedge was Mrs. Sheep. Some white woolly lambs were skipping close beside her. Tugga Lugga tractor said, "Excuse me, Mrs. Sheep, I'm trying to discover what potatoes are. Are potatoes white and woolly like your lambs, Mrs. Sheep?" Mrs. Sheep said, "Oh, my pretty little lambs, like potatoes? Potatoes are brown things. They're round, brown things." Later on that morning, Tugga Lugga tractor and Farmer Fitchett stopped beside a ditch. Farmer Fitchett stretched his legs and took a little walk. At the bottom of the ditch was old Grandpa Hedgehog, rolled up into a round, prickly ball. He was lying on some dead old leaves, fast asleep. Tugga Lugga tractor said, "Excuse me, if you please. I'm trying to discover what potatoes are. I've heard that they're little, round, brown things. So excuse me, but you're a round, brown thing. Are you a potato?" Grandpa Hedgehog unrolled himself and stared at Tugga Lugga. "Really," he said, "young tractors have no manners. I'm a hedgehog with prickles. Can't you see my prickles? Potatoes don't have prickles. They're bald, nasty things. They don't have any prickles or hair or wool or feathers. They're bare and they're bald. Oh, shouldn't be allowed." When Farmer Fitchett and Tugga Lugga tractor had finished working in the big brown field, they went home to the farm. And Farmer Fitchett said, "Wait by the hen house while I go and talk to Bill." Farmer Fitchett went away to talk to Bill, the farmhand. And as soon as he had gone, Mrs. Hen called, "Cluck, cluck, cluck, lucky me! Cluck, 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 lucky me! I've laid a nice brown egg." Tugga Lugga looked at the egg and he said, "Excuse me, Mrs. Hen, but I'm trying to discover what potatoes are. And I've heard that they're bare and bald. So that brown thing in the straw, Mrs. Hen, if you'll excuse me, it doesn't have prickles or hair or wool or feathers. It's bare and it's bald. Is it a potato?" Mrs. Hen said, "Certainly not a potato. Some hens lay potatoes, I shouldn't be surprised. But I wouldn't dream of laying a potato. Besides, where's its eyes? Those potato things have eyes." When Farmer Fitchett came back, he said, "Come along. Before I have my dinner, we must go to the piggery and see if those nice new little piglets are all right. The piglets in the piggery were fat and warm and happy. Good, said Farmer Fitchett. Now I'll go and have my dinner. And then we must get the potatoes in. While Tugga Lugga waited, a large pink pig looked out from the piggery, snuffling with his snout. Excuse me, Mr. Pig, said Tugga Lugga Tractor. I'm trying to discover what potatoes are. I suppose you haven't seen one about by any chance? The large pink pig snuffled loudly through his snout. Seen a potato? No worse luck. If I'd seen one, I'd have eaten it. Skin and eyes and all. Tugga Lugga Tractor was too horrified to speak. So that was why the farmer had to get the potatoes in, to save them from being eaten by the large pink pig. Tugga Lugga Tractor was so upset that when Mrs. Tabby Cat came by, she said, "You don't look well." "Oh, I'm quite well, thank you," said Tugga Lugga Tractor. "I'm upset, that's all, because of the potatoes. The pig tries to catch them and eat them up, poor things. Poor little creatures. Can't they run away?" "Oh, run away? Potatoes," said Mrs. Tabby Cat. "Potatoes aren't alive things, meow, with legs to run away. Meow. They're meant to be for eating. That's what they're for." "Oh," said Tugga Lugga. Are you sure about that? But if potatoes aren't alive things, why have they got eyes?" "Oh, their eyes aren't for looking," said Mrs. Tabby Cat. "Their eyes are little buds where the shoots come out." "Now I understand at last," said Tugga Lugga Tractor. "Getting the potatoes in means planting them, of course. You plant them in the earth, just like turnips, or cabbages, or peas, or beans, or vegetable marrows." Tugga Lugga Tractor and Farmer Fitchett and Bill, the farmhand, planted the potatoes. Tugga Lugga Tractor felt very happy now, so he sang a potato song to himself. "Potatoes, oh potatoes, are not woolly, are not white. Potatoes don't have prickles, or they'd be a funny sight. Potatoes, oh potatoes, have some useful little eyes. But if they used their eyes to see, that would be a surprise. Potatoes, oh potatoes, aren't alive and running round. Potatoes are for planting and for growing in the ground." I hope you liked that story. And I'm sure you know what a potato looks like. Well, that's all we've got time for today. But I'll see you again, and I look forward to reading you another story some other time. Have a lovely day at school. Bye-bye.